Alright, everybody, welcome back. We are back once again with Ace Attorney. Ace Attorney, Capcom Co. Ltd. Copyright 2014-2019, all rights reserved. Ah yeah. It's a good thing it's not 2014 or 2019, so we can't get copyright strikes. Last time we left off, so happy you started streaming, and well, thank you. Welcome to the stream. I could have sworn I put... People are still getting the unicorn hat as like a default item. I could have sworn I turned that off so people weren't getting the unicorn hat. Oh well, it's funny. Last time we left off, let's see. Oh yeah, we got to do the fingerprint minigame. And we found some blood stains in a vase. Yeah, and Marshall's fingerprints were on the... one of the lockers? Left in the evidence room. Should I wear my gumshoe outfit? That would be fitting. We did see him last stream. Right, there was Marshall's finger... There was a second stabbing. A second murder. Where... And the victim was the same person? Question mark? And it happened at the exact same time. But Officer Marshall's fingerprints were at the other crime scene, so... To make a long story short, I don't know what's going on. What do you think, Mr. Wright? The prosecution is as confused as we are. Emma, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I don't know what's going on. After all, the victim was murdered in two different places at the same time. And different suspects were arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana? Oh hey, how did you get here? Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday, I was indisposed. They didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. How long? How many questions did they have? Jesus. So how'd it go? As Mr. Wright suspects, police are clueless. Great, so no one knows anything. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. Plea bargain? What do you mean by that? I figured that if I told them the truth behind the simultaneous murder, I'd seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. Lana, you don't tell me you... Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. The sky. Huh? Found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. It belonged to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Oh, you know, blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? 'Cause I don't. Or to defend my sister, you're gonna accuse Mr. Marshall? I mean... bloody handprints on the walls is pretty damn suspicious, Emma. He might have done it. You have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Sky? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is... I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. Are you ready or not? It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. So are you ready? The victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain in both places at the same time. But that's not physically possible. Is it? Or I hear the victim in the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Ah, this is one messed up trial. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. I'll present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In doing so, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. Well, that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things. Even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. No one knows anything. And that's supposed to be an admirable trait? Very well. Let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir. I am Officer Mike Meekins, sir. My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir. Well, we found our man. Back it up, everybody. We did it. So you're telling us you're a professional killer? Sir, it was me, sir. I'm the one who did it. I'll never kill anyone again, sir. Oh god, this... Put that away. I'll never kill anyone again, sir. You gotta believe me, sir. Well, actually, what we'd like to... Sir. I'm what we would call part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Help me, sir. Officer Meekins. Yes, sir. Give us your report of the crime. Consider that an order. Yes, sir, as you wish. After all, I'm part of the generation that must be told what to do, sir. You can't fault him for his lack of enthusiasm. Okay, before we start, I forgot. I need to get my water. Let me just, I need to get a sip. Yeah. Water required. Alright. Here I am. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. What are you doing? Water. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life, and then I hit it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you? Do unto others before they do unto you. That's the Meekins family motto, sir. I see, then you fainted and a colleague to help you regain consciousness. Yes, sir, he knocked me upside the head, sir. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. I need here is more info to work with. What is this guy talking about? Okay, what's your normal duty? Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir. I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir. Yikes, now there's a scary thought. Evidence transferal was taking place on the day of the crime. If you fail the cross-examination, do you prove your client innocent? Ultimate strat. Secret Ace Attorney ending. Which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir. The Blue Badger? Yes, sir, the lovely police mascot created by the chief of detectives, sir. He's invaded my mind, sir. Here he is. I can't believe I didn't realize until, for, like, the longest time that he's a police badge. That's why he looks, that's what the... He's not actually a badger, he's a police badge. That's why he looks like that. Mia would be... Oh god, it contains Mia's power. It's a scary thought. I'm like, this thing looks nothing like a badger. It's a pun. I think he would be cuter if he had little ears. Not a Chow. Ace Attorney Chow crossover, yeah. You know, yeah, if you... the color's the same. If you just take off the two little prongs on the side. That's a Chow. Thought it was a stupid jester. I mean, it is also kind of a stupid jester. It kind of looks like Knights. Anyway. I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferal process. That was my sole mission of the day, sir. This is what we're using our tax money on? To have a single guy get paid to look at this thing all day? I see. It sounds, like a very, important mission. After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around. The badger is 3 Chow in a suit. True. Now this makes me want to draw, Ace Attorney, but with Sonic characters. And have a Blue Badger Chow. That I relocated the badger to the evidence room. Did I miss something? Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room. Oh, there's so many people running around okay, so there's too many people running around, so you moved the badger to the evidence room. Okay, I get it. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? Who murdered Sonic? Spoilers for the April Fool's game Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. Which, when I played that, I'm like, oh, this was actually fun to stream. I should stream Ace Attorney. But when that came out, spoilers for that, close your ears. The person who murdered Sonic in that game was SBO. I do not know who. He's a lizard. He's a purple lizard. He's a ninja. Also, Sonic didn't really die. It was a... It was a birthday party. It was a murder mystery birthday party. For Amy. Amy had a birthday party. She was the birthday girl. And she's like, I'm gonna have one of those pretend murder mystery parties. And they were on a train. And they were all in character. Tails was a detective. He had a little detective outfit on. It was very cute. And then Eggman took control of the train at the end, and then Sonic... I actually don't remember what Sonic did, but he defeated him. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen, and rushed into the room. Espio doesn't appear in the main games very often. Usually just only appears in the, spin-offs. Espio the Chameleon. The Ninja Chameleon, yes, the Ninja Chameleon. This guy. I didn't mean to pull up the entire character wiki. Get this off of here. No. There we go. I just want to pull up a PNG. Anyway, yeah, Espio the Chameleon. He's friends with Vector the Crocodile and Charmy the Bee. They're kind of like side characters. They are rarely brought up. You drained so much battery life. Yeah, I got scared because it usually like lags the hell out of my computer. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. Suspicious man in the— oh, no, hold on, go back. Tell me about suspicious men. Or they enter the evidence room. Need an ID card, am I correct? Precisely, sir. I have one right around my neck. So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right? Okay. There it is! I found— ow! This is the one right here. Would you read us the number? Yes, sir. 4989596. That's my number, sir. I see, huh? But the number shown as being used twice. Okay. So at 420, nice. Lucky number 7 was the first one in the room. 20 minutes later, Edgeworth came in to do some transferal. 10 minutes after that, Meekins went in. But Meekins went in first. Then I was assuming he leaves. Well, he has to because his name is twice. And then 5:14 and 5:14, so about 25-ish minutes after that, Bruce and Mike Meekins go in. So why did he go in beforehand? Just a question. Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. Not the first time when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Fair enough. And the second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down. I see. So it was during that second time when— yes, sir. That was when I spotted the man on the security screen. Making all of this drama. Yeah, the only people who can enter the evidence room are police staff. So why was he, like, freaking out? Tons of people were going into the evidence room, from what it sounds like. So you were attacked. Can you tell us what exactly happened to you? It was a knife, sir, a knife! Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you? What happened then? Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked like as surprised as I was. You weren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. Damn. That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand. Even if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be... When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by the collar. Fought for life. And then I did it. You did what? What exactly do you mean when you say you did it? I know I don't look like the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant. So I snatched his knife from him. Took his knife? I spun around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. See. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood, and then... The next thing I knew... Yes. He punched me right in my face, sir! Then I passed out. So, at what point did you kill him? Why is anyone saying... How do we know this guy even died here? What time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know? I was unconscious. Oh, right. What'd I miss? Okay, so we've got a guy claiming that he killed the guy that Lana's saying she killed in a different place at the same time, but also that he didn't kill him because he's just said, I swung my arms around, I closed my eyes and swung my arms around really, really fast and hoped that he went away. Basically. Also, the Blue Badger is here. According to the report from Officer who woke Meekins up, the witness, it was about 5:30. I can't read. He hit me right on the head, too. I woke up crying tears of pain. That's nice. I mean, nice that you recovered, that is. I think you deserve pain. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir. Your mission? Yes, the Blue Badger, sir. I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand. We can all rest easy now. So, like, when did he die, though? I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point. At no point did someone die during these events, and also, he couldn't have been there because he was also somewhere 30 minutes away, currently being murdered. Yes, Officer Meekins? With regards to that, sir. Take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Gant delivered it to me just this morning, sir. Chief? Delivered it? What is that? A videotape? Yes, sir. That's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir. Ow. Contains the footage from the security camera in the evidence room.
Objection!
Sir, what? What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape, and was told it had been mistakenly erased. That's quite the mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only good thing. It's the only thing I'm really good at, sir. Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever. Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim. Oh, please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me. If you have a real murder. So what are we getting ourselves into? In the corner, there's just a live leak photo. Duh. This is the worst security camera I've ever seen. Who puts it, like, on the side of, like, the... Who puts it at, like, waist level? Yeah, gonna get you. The Nintendo DS can produce mind-boggling 3D effects. What? He just straight up disappeared. I think Meekin's got attacked by a freaking ghost. That was some Spectre shit. Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How could we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us? What the hell was that wriggling piece of plywood? Sir, that's the pride and joy of the entire Criminal Affairs Department, sir. It's the Blue Badger, sir. I am not surprised this isn't going smoothly. Can we look at this frame by frame? Well, anyway. This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone in the evidence room and some sort of activity took place, Your Honor. Instead of relying on this clearly incomplete footage. Also, again, who puts like a... What? Was the camera strapped to like one of those crappy like desk fans that move back and forth? Why was it at waist level, rotating left and right? At least put it in a corner where it can see the entire room or something. The witness testimony will suffice. Can I take a look at this? Oh. Like, so you can't even see people's faces. Wish there was like a pause button. I'm trying to get a good look at him. The glove falls out. Meekins comes in. Grabs the knife. Oh, there's blood on his shoulder. Was the blood on his shoulder always there? And then he disappears. Go Badgers! Is that alright with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir, as you wish, sir. Mystery Man. His face can't be clearly seen in the video. There's no question that other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprints to do. Locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker. So it must have been him. No one else could have unlocked it. What's this about fingerprints? Each detective has been given a locker equipped with fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each Locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have to have been Detective Goodman. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead. Everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. Today's my birthday, so I'm eating cake. Happy birthday! What kind of cake you got? I can go for some cake right now. Some chocolate. So... indicator lamp lights up when it's open. Okay. Ooh, ice cream cake. And you open the locker. You open, of course. You take another look at the video. Because the light's already on. Ah. Which means that it's already open. Locker open is unquestioned Detective Goodman's locker. That's true. Let me save. Okay, because I feel like it's gonna want to be data. It's gonna be one of those things where I have to do a very specific presentation on a very specific line of dialogue. I guess we could also... I guess we should also press this. But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face. Well, I suppose you might say that. I think we must label people as having seen or not seen it. Since his face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it. What's the phantom handprint in your evidence? Oh, that's just the bloody handprint. We just have this. Yeah, by the way, the cowboy that we've been seeing... There's a freaking cowboy, by the way, and, he left a bloody handprint on the locker. Don't know how that plays into everything. Why is everyone looking at me? I had to label your stare as disturbing or... Meekins. Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Please be more certain when you testify. Yes, sir. Claim the man who brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you're positive it was him. Got these lockers, sisters. No other way to open them? No, sir, I tried it. I tried all kinds of methods in the past. No one respond to registered fingerprints, sir. I wonder what kind of method he's tried. The man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to its registered fingerprints. He must have been the person the locker was assigned to. So, ow. Exactly my point, sir. And this too. It is Detective Goodman's locker. Wait, is it? How do you know? Do we know that's Goodman's locker? Yeah, we actually don't know if it's Goodman's locker. I've heard rumors, sir. People in the know, sir. People in the know? Workers in the apartment cafeteria, sir. They keep me informed. And they listen to my romantic troubles, sir. For the record. The open locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. Oh, okay. I verified this information through a more reliable source. So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint. Must have been him, no one else. What if...
Objection!
God, that's still... I still have to get used to that. Who are you? You're not the Phoenix I'm used to. Then again, I guess in the newer games it's also different, so maybe... Maybe I'll get more used to it as time goes on. Regarding the video contained on this tape, there's one thing in particular that seems rather strange. Strange? I'll never get used to it. Why did they change it? Did they just want, like, a more high-quality sound effect? Next Ace Attorney, you'll have a gruggly voice. Well, next Ace Attorney, it's gonna be a completely different guy. Like, it's just straight up a different dude. You know. Because the original voice actor is a convicted criminal. Oh god, hold on, I gotta look this up. Ace Attorney voice actor arrest. Oh! Okay, yeah. I don't know if I can bring what he did up on stream, but what he did was not good. I can see why they changed it. Probably in poor taste to keep it. There was a form of harassment. Anyway. This contradiction leads to the possibility that man may not have been a Detective Goodman. What? This video contains such a contradiction? I was wondering why they didn't update Edgeworth's voice. Because I'm like, oh, are they just updating it to the modern voice actors? But no, because Edgeworth is still the same. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I propose we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video. He would want me to point it out. Very well, proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape, Mr. Wright. Please show us this contradiction you speak of. I have to point out a problem in the video. This is the first time I've ever had to do that. You can do it, Mr. Wright. I set up so you can fast forward or rewind or pause the video. How did you do this? Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video. this guy ever become a police officer? Well, he's just the guy who hires people. Where's the contradiction that indicates him? Oh, I didn't... Lights on. The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. Maya wannabe? That's Emma. Completely different from Maya. Her name is Emma. Maya's gone training. This is a prequel. This is set after Ace Attorney 1, but before Ace Attorney 2. This is Emma. Her older sister, Lana Sky, she is... No, she doesn't. It's different. She doesn't have her haircut. It's different. Officer Meekins. Sir! Do you mean me, sir? Hold on. Can I... It's completely different. Actually, no, she does also have a ponytail. The top and long. Her bangs are different. Anyway, this is her sister Lana. Sir, do you mean me, sir? As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. Why is the music playing still? Oh god. Oh god. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint. It's a match. The light turns on and the lock is released. According to my very limited experience, that's the way to understand it, sir. If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. There he is. Are they gonna clone next Gumshoe? Maybe. Can we fast forward through this? The victim reaches for the handle to open the locker. Let's rewind it to a bit. Oh my god, do we really need... Notice the light? What's this? It's already lit? Precisely my point, Your Honor. Capcom was really proud of making this and really wanted you to appreciate it. I mean, I guess for the Nintendo DS, it's a very well animated and well rendered 3D scene. But like, I've got things to do, man. Locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. Order, order! What's the meaning of this? Simple, Your Honor. Locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. But the locker's lock are controlled by an electronic lock. When the door is shut, the sensor is triggered, and the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know, it must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this. It's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction. Oh well, it just goes to show novices should keep their mouths shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have any explanation? Me, Your Honor? Yes. Why was the locker not locked? Me, Your Honor? Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh? Oh, maybe something like jam the system sensor? Something jam the sensor. Something else that seems out of place. Yeah, I thought so too. There's gotta be another clue somewhere in this footage. Very well. Let's inspect the video once more. Locker wasn't locked. The locked locker was locked. Oh, okay. Hello! Welcome to the stream! You get to watch this. I just realized the music isn't even... Oh! I didn't mean to... I didn't mean to do that. Nope. Okay. This thing. There we go. Oh god, and we have to watch it all over again, don't we? Yeah. I just realized the music isn't part of the tape. This just plays in the background no matter what. Why is it silent now? Where'd it go? Did you see it? It's like we're watching Ghost Adventures. This is a Ghost Adventures camera. This is not a security camera. They were putting this camera up to spot ghouls. Which would explain why the detective disappeared suddenly. He's a ghost. Blue Badger's haunted. Something white fell out of the locker. Sir! It's been my experience that things fall out when doors are open. I often fall out and open. Okay. I can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with. It was a ghoul all along. Ooh. What do you mean? Sensor triggers lock when the door is shut. Hold on. Okay, I'm fine. What if someone or something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted? Here we go again. Here's the video. Yeah. As in fact, the Blue Badger. This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie, sir. 2 3 times I get stuck in the door when I have my trouble. Instead of the door closing, my tie jokes me. The object would have to been extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. You need to be an insulator. Is everyone... I can understand the judge maybe having trouble seeing, but Edward, dude, like, it was so obvious what it was. It was like, the shape was very clear. It was a glove. Yes, an insulator. But at the crime scene, I just might have done something that fits the description. But sir, by insulator, you don't mean... I think I finally got this figured out. Very well, will defense please present relevant evidence? What was this insulator that was stuck at the locker door? Glove. I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure it was in the victim's locker. There's a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But this isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is this not so, Officer Meekins? Sir, what appears so, sir? Order, order, order! So, are we to believe then that the victim, who was witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman? Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated the possibility that possibility and nothing more. The victim in this video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer more than one testimony. Will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. So, is Meekins guilty? I kind of missed a lot of stuff. That's okay. If it makes you feel any better, I don't know what's really going on. And also, no one in this courtroom really knows what's going on. Let me break it down for you. So, Lana is accused by Angel Starr of murdering Bruce Goodman in the prosecutor parking lot. In the prosecutor department parking lot. At the exact same time, Officer Meekins is saying that he saw Bruce Goodman in the criminal affairs evidence locker room. And he killed him. But the body was found in the prosecutor's parking lot. And Jake Marshall's fingerprints were found in the criminal affairs department evidence room. Also, the body was found in Edgeworth's car. And this guy's also here. And as for evidence, we have... Also, the murder weapon was Edgeworth's knife. And... Also, we have a photo evidence of Lana at the scene of the crime with the body. And... jar. Anyway. So basically no one understands anything, is what I'm saying. I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir. Is this a joke? Very well, begin your testimony. Mystery Man 2. There's one other thing that proves that the man was Detective Goodman, sir. In their evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective has used his ID card. An ID card record, I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. The ID used at 5:14 is that of the victim. Just before the crime, Yes, without doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why are there so few people using this room? Because it would make the game a lot more complicated, Your Honor. This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Oh. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too, although that doesn't make much of a difference. My hair's always doing that. There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now let's move on to cross-examination. Okay, well, I can prove this. Easy. Examine... Record of it. Detective used his ID card. Okay, but consider this. He didn't. Objection! He lost his ID card. Wait a moment, Officer Meekins. Like... Yeah, literally the day of, he didn't have it. I'm not good at waiting, sir. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot prosecutor office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. Very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. A lost item report. It's only half completed, but it shows Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important to fill out this report. Let me guess, you believe this something to be his ID card, right? Can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Order! Order! So, now, what does this all mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekin encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather a man who stole his ID card. Order! 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 Does this prosecution have a response? Only one thing to say to the defense. Yeah. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo? Allow me to summarize the defense's arguments. At 5:15 on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yeah? What's he up to? That being the case, we must inadvertently arrive at a single conclusion. The victim in this video is fake, but the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. That is... I guess that's right. Something wrong, Mr. Wright. Only moments ago, you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. This isn't gonna end well. Well, seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to prove such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means the murder did not take place. The police department, 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot. Hey, wait a minute, why did Phoenix do that? Why was Phoenix so intent on like, yeah, we gotta prove? Is this the second game of the first trilogy? It's weird. This is part of the first game. However, this is the last case of the first game. But this case was made specifically for the DS remakes. So it takes place after the final case of the original game. So in chronological order, timeline-wise, this case takes before right after the end of the original first game, but before the second game. But it was made after all 3 games were already finished. What's with the unicorn headband, even though you explain? The unicorn headband is accidentally being given to all new viewers by default. And I don't know how to turn it off. I could have sworn I fixed it, but I'd have to go back and check. And it's based off the unicorn hat from TF2 that you can get on Halloween. The prosecutor office. The murder being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness. Observe the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. I love the little creatures at the bottom. Oh, thank you. I drew them myself. Those are the stream avatars. You'll notice that there's a link pinned at the top of chat. That will take you to the official Stream Avatars website, and you can customize them. Cute little outfits and such. And when you watch the stream, you earn little stream points, which are not real money. There's a little shop, but none of it uses real money. It's just little pretend stream points. You don't have to, there's no microtransactions. But the more you watch, the more points you get, and the more outfits you can make. Anyway, I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all trapped from the beginning. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. What exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something, or else Lana... What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? Okay, but we still need to figure out who the hell that was. I think there's an elephant in the room here we need to address. The fact that someone was breaking into the police department. Objection! I'm just gonna... One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Of course not. I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. Give it a second. You'd never seen it. Oh, thank you. What? Where'd he go? I think that's a, a man disappeared. However, it cannot be said that it's unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor? If the court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution's considered the incident of the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This just might be my big chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Mr. Wright, You mean, Your Honor, Prince would like to request a specific witness. Oh? Who do you have in mind? Whom? Remember when... God, this is probably years ago, but remember when whom was a big thing? Like, that was the newest meme word? Whoomst. Yeehaw! Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. Prosecution requests to hear this person's name, before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have to testify? What is his or her name? Jake Marshall. Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? Because he works at... Because he's a security guard or whatever. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel you should hear what he has to say. Prosecution agrees to defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. He shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess, while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. Ellipses. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? Called for Jake Marshall. Seems you figured everything out. I haven't figured it. Lord, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know what's going on. I've just kind of been making things up. Hoping for the best. Lana. You're the one who knows everything. Emma. You always know everything. Why don't you tell us? Wow, this is just like Deltarune Chapter 4. Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. Don't be so cold. Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? No, you're like 12 or something. I'm 16! Hey! Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh my god. Oh. Oh, yes I am. I'll come back later. No, don't you! Wait, detective! What is it? Got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while on duty. Throw that. The top it off, you call me here? I've seen people happy at funerals, pal. Sorry, detective. Better be, pal. Hey. Hey, hey! 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 I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor's guy. That's okay, so... Have you brought what I asked? Oh! You mean this, right? My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? Never in a million years would I thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. SL9 incident? Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them. I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in that case. This guy was a witness? The Joe Dark killings. Okay. Take it from me. You don't want anything to do with this serial murders. I don't think anyone does. Or what? And I brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? What does it say anyway? Closed. Crime, serial murder, sentence death. Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Rachel Moss, Jeb Bates, Neil Marshall. Wait a minute. Neil Marshall. Head prosecutor, Mile Edgeworth. Witnesses, Lana Sky. Yep. Executive investigators, Damon Gant. Okay, another big name. Lana Sky. Head investigator, Bruce Goodman, Jake Marshall, Angel Starr. Interesting. Oh. Emma? But why? Why is your name in here? They kind of expected us to read before continuing to talk. What? My name's in there? I don't know. Unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana, this SL9 incident is that? That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago. The rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killings. Joe Dark? No, no, Lana! It's over with, no! Wait! You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, Belle, I'm out of here. Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. Let's mention Lana and Emma. Whoever involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't just be a coincidence. Knowing you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. Better take a good look at this file. Full names, I don't know what's going on. Things just get a lot more and more complicated. I am going to save, and then I'm going to be right back. Give me a minute. Alright, I'm back. Let's get back into it. 13 more days and it'll be the exact day of this court case. Crazy. I think there was a stream where I streamed Ace Attorney on the exact day that the court case was taking place. I think, or very close to it. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. I didn't come back. Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Me, partner? I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it. Oh, I know, you're a patrolman. As for my name, listen hard enough. You can hear the howling wind calling it out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling wind? Never heard Edgeworth described that way before. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You're in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? Desperado's soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Please share your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old English. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street-side saloon at the time when it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man. If you're out of ammo, it's time to hit the trail. I said, fuck work. Why does Jake Marshall have a knife? I don't know, why not? I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I particularly care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Wait a minute. What do you mean 2 security systems? I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. So, what about the fingerprint activated locks on the evidence lockers? Fingerprint activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? He's not being very helpful. He's not good with machines or following orders. Everyone's got their weakness now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours. Do you have anyone to... What are you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. Not even Angel's steak lunches can beat the parlor's Fango Sepia pasta. Do you mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles? Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. That's not what I meant. But this has at least taught you a lesson. You're legally not allowed to call it wine. Honestly, I was thinking, oh, in the original he was at a ramen shop. They're like, we can't have Japanese food. People won't know what that is. Make them go get spaghetti. I've heard of spaghetti western, but this is ridiculous. Should not want that raised this year. What a... She made her rounds today the crime, right? Ain't you heard a word I said, partner? I told you that ain't my style. I'm afraid I don't understand. Who desperado I know lets rules get in his way? Who desperados I know joined the police force? So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime... Just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner, can't say I do. I haven't been in that crypt in weeks. Is this guy boy being fired? The people's back, tax-paying money at work. Am I right, fellas? Used to be a detective, so you used the evidence room in the past, correct? Of course, back in the day, my locker was a gold mine of evidence. And yet you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism. Sorry, partner, I ain't good with machines. I can't even tell you how my bike works. Or a bike works. I don't own one because I don't know how it works. I only know about horses. God's machine. That's why all cars are powered by horsepower. Because they're the strongest animal. The sensors on the lock screen handles cannot be seen. It's wonder that some detectives are unaware of their presence. Dear God, I hope he knows what a rope and pulley is. The only things I know that deal with the ropes are lassos, partner. You mentioned it. Detective Gumshoe said something like that too. At any rate, it doesn't seem that this is relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing at when the crime took place? What? Hold on, I need to press that. Out of ammo, Officer Marshall? That's right, partner. Or as you call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me to this crime, you better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west to the sunset. One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, the witness doesn't appear to have seen anything. He thinks we're playing Danganronpa. Is this what happens in Danganronpa? There's a cowboy? Who eats spaghetti? I'll have to ask my friends about this who have played it. You know, a few days ago, a friend of mine assigned us what all our character, like us as Danganronpa characters. I don't remember. We were assigned multiple characters, some of us. The only thing I remember is that I got 3 characters and they all started with chi. And then she proceeded to explain things to me that I don't remember. It just kinda went in one ear, went out the other. I was like, neat. Okay, anyway. Yeah, I'm literally trying to remember what she told me right now, and I got what she signed herself, even. Junko. She signed herself Junko. And everyone said, yes, Greta. Of course, Greta. You're so right, Greta. And I don't think anyone knew what Greta was talking about. Anyway. Texans don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. Her spears don't. Got a trump card up my sleeve. Let's keep my cool. Up the ante. How was I going to keep an eye on the evidence room? I just made sure nothing moved and the security camera monitor. The room's so still. Even time dies in there. I was just a caretaker who entered the recordings. You entered them? Videos are nothing that aren't that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tape. Nothing unusual is recorded. Tapes are erased every 6 hours. Each time I'd erase a tape, I feel like I was erasing part of my life. This guy has a flair for a drag, but isn't exactly gonna do him any good. So in actuality, you don't ever physically enter the evidence room. Better up the ante. Pressed everything. Confused what it's trying to get at here. You entered the recordings. Didn't physically enter the evidence room. Room is protected by 2 security systems. We have... He never went in, well, unless 777 is his. I guess I could use the fingerprints. Let me save, I guess. I probably should do that. Okay, yeah, and I'm like, Bates is saying I need to up the ante. I'm like, do I need to press something beforehand? Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd that you're being called in to testify like this? After all, you were in the security room at the time of the crime. And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. I left a very large trail behind at the scene. To be exact, a handprint. Huh. It's a real good partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects, that's it. Make the rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints will be in there. Objection! I only wish it were, officer. You see, your fingerprints were covered in blood. Witness, what is the meaning of this? Blood-stained fingerprints were at the crime scene? Blood was wiped away, however. The luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall? Seems to me, there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. Take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall. About the blood-stained fingerprints. Very well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints. Found at the scene of the crime. Like I said, it's only natural my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as a blood-stained handprint. If the murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance, the bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See? Had nothing to do with it. But this explanation appears to be valid, I guess, although there's room for doubt. Shake coincidence, Marshall. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. What? The defense may begin the cross-examination of the witness, I guess. This guy's hiding something. I can feel it. Now's my chance to prove it. You just told me you don't go in there. Because how'd you put it, pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right. And one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What? What do you mean? Mean what I said. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. Locker I still use. Well, it's in there now, though, a heap of broken dreams. See. It's strange my prints weren't all over that locker. His fingerprints data was never removed from that locker's programming. I've been using the fingerprint lock at all this time without ever knowing it. Really? So then, what about the bloody handprint? Wasn't mine, no mystery. Please explain. The lock was covered with my fingerprints. Is that open? Chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Yeah, there were no other fingerprints besides, like, that one handprint. Oh, sorry. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. Chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward for me with a mere fingerprint. Wanna know why? How do you know? Unrelated. They're as different as night and day. I like cereal and cereal. One's got to do with the breakfast and the other type of murder. He's right. Although they seemingly like they are totally different. I don't see what homonyms have to do with it. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? Was he? Hold on. Hold on, roll the tape. Roll the tape. I can't tell. It's black and white. No, the hands are lighter than the skin tone on his face. Okay, yeah. How did you know that, though? That's what I'm saying! They made an entire 3D model for this respect. This was because this was made... this case was made on the DS, and they're like, we gotta use all the features in the Nintendo DS. The Nintendo DS can produce mind-boggling 3D effects. Oh, hey, hold on. That's also why you can do this. And this is the only case you can, do it in the series. We can do a little bit of this. Woo! Wow! Awesome! Yeah, out of the trilogy, this single case, last case of the first game is the only case you can do this. I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There was a bloodstain at the scene, thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. The detective was found... It was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Oh yeah, I think we tried that too. That would mean murder wearing gloves. Happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint. Examine it. Yeah, I think I did. Hold on. Actually, you're right. Did I ever read this? Oh, I just realized, since Emma isn't here, the dialogue is different. It's kind of interesting that they thought of that. Huh. We get to see just purely Phoenix's thoughts on it. Nothing very interesting. But, like, that's neat that they considered that. Starting to get the picture, partner? Picture? The seal of blood. In the desert, it's just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this. Security tape. So as long as my trail wasn't there, can't say otherwise. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall. Too bad it wasn't me in the video, right, partner? It wasn't me in the video. He saved again. Weird that you point that out. What do you mean by that? We have time into this crime, isn't that right, partner? That's so. The video is the only direct evidence you got.
Objection!
The video's next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots? Places you can't see. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. Someone familiar with the camera's position. He could leave the room without being caught on tape.
Objection!
We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in the video that indicates Officer Marshall was present... Hold on. Let me first... Let's watch the video. Very dramatic music for the Blue Badger. So his locker would be on the one on the left, right? Like the far left one. There he is. I wonder if the full 3D model, like if it has his actual face. Doesn't have a face at all. The locker on the right's open. He's on the floor. Did you see it? I see. Let me point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Tread carefully, Wright. Carefully, Mr. Wright. Or you might wind up being the one making the mistake. Gave him a bit of a southern accent there, sorry. It's starting to become permanent. Once I start, I cannot stop. Show us the incriminating evidence of the witness, Officer Jake Marshall. Okay. Fast forward. Gosh, this stupid video. Smacks it. Where does the blood come from, actually? So... he slices him. He disarms him. I'm not sure where the blood... oh, it must come from his own hand, then. Fast forward. He's on the floor. So I'm guessing that he's, like, either right by the camera... or he somehow made it past it. Yep, he's made it past the camera. Oh, oh, oh. I forgot the pause. So he makes it look like... I guess he, like, crouched under it. Because it is only, like, chest level. So he fast forward. Here. Why is there a handprint on the Badger Man? Because it's hand-painted by Gumshoe. Bring your attention back to the security camera. Is a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall. Shoot, that poor soul. You're right. The days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. That locker with the white cloth sticking out. That was the witnesses, I believe. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. It's the Blue Badger. Oh, the white cloth, it's gone! What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. Is he wearing high heels? Order! Hold your horses. Sorry, partner. But you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was open? Doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. Murder need to hide something, so he opened the locker and stuck it in it. It's not my fault it happened to choose mine. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a one-man? What'd I do? This guy just isn't just plain dumb. He is dumb. He's a moron. My god. I hate to rain on your parade, Padre. But you're the only person who can open that locker. Oh yeah? I call your bluff. You say open the locker. I'll prove it. We literally told you this, like, 10 minutes ago. Fingerprint sensor? Marshall, we talked about this. we talked about this earlier today. With you, in the room. Lockers can only be opened by detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy dog is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, the locks aren't obvious. There's even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. He's officially dumber than Gumshoe. Huge! This is a win for Gumshoe! What do you have to say in 8 words or less? Hold on, I got a beef jerky snack. Let me chew on up for a second. I only got 1 word for you, partner. No! Gumshoe was finally smarter than a 5th grader. Yay! Thank God. Order, order, order. Witness, come explain yourself. This is a joke. It's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. This is making me hungry. I want a snack. Olay! Please answer the question. What is he now? Both? That's not... What? I think the judge is a bit confused on what the theming is here, but... Jerky. That's right, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure out the rest from here. We can? Look at these floor plans. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. If that's so, then where was the witness? Seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right. The only possible conclusion. Well then, let's hear it. If the victim had his ID stolen, and we were getting at that this wasn't the victim, and Marshall hid a white cloth, he was disguised as him. Officer Marshall was standing right here. There? But that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. Correct, unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you, dressed up like Detective Goodman. That's preposterous! Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. If he saw the man's face, I'm being sure he'd know for sure. May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman? He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked to show him his card, sir. Remember when I said this, sir? Yes, and how did Detective Goodman respond? He suddenly pulled a knife on me! Finding out the officer's story puzzled me. The man had his ID card. Why didn't he just show it? Yes, he would have needed to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card. Oh, I get it. If we showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say about this? To this, Officer Marshall? Got quite the imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence? Still denying it. You're gonna have to do better than that to break detective. Good thing you're not a detective, you're a patrolman. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim. Well, I guess we could just check what he stuffed in the locker. Can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. Can't say I care for your beard, and you don't see me complaining. Well, you said that already! Oh, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim? It's in his locker. Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems like you're the one who couldn't take that dessert eat. Ach, this can't be happening. What can I do? Just check his locker. The one he put the things in. Looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you've run into a problem with no places to go, return to the basics. The basics? I mean, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Phoenix! Here I am! It's been a while, Jesus. Try thinking outside the box. I've told you this before, man. Come on, you got this. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather, I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place? What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance he might be discovered later, as it has been. It means he didn't originally plan to open his locker. According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then, after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. The fact that this white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that. He opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So, what exactly is this piece of cloth? Perhaps the video is key to all around it. It's the freaking clothes. Come on, guys. It's obvious. And the evidence, so this video is my only shot. Very well, let's take another look at the security tape. I guess it was because he had... It was a bloody coat. I did not mean to press E. Not the blue badger. Damn it. I wanted to pause. I want... Come on. You got him! It was the badger. It's space. I mean, it's backspace, not E. Oh, wait, I went too far. No, damn it. Wait, I can go frame by frame? For some reason, you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman and enter the evidence room. I don't know to what end, yet. Yeah? However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. Bloody white coat. Couldn't just walk out like that, so you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner. Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. Hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago. You were only half as persistent then as you were today. We all wouldn't have to be here now, would we? Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it. Alright. Seems the time has come. I had to do it that day. I just couldn't stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out. I managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. I finally caught another live stream. Hi, welcome. Welcome back. So the supposed victim was really you. There's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. I guess he's the donor. It's way too much blood for such a small donation. What do you mean by this? When you say it, you mean... Do I even have to ask, partner? You even have to ask. 2 years have passed since that case was closed. It's going completely in with the transferal that day. Not if I had anything to do with it. That incident's not over. What did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When his case is closed, only that case lead detective can look through the evidence. I'm gonna have a look at it myself one more time. No matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine. Officer Marshall wasn't even in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? That day was my last chance, that's why I take his ID and dress like him. Take out all the evidence. Officer Meekins want to knock him out. You pull a knife on Officer Meekins and try to drive him off? Let's just say I was a little surprised. Only planned on being there in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. Didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Meekins. Certainly a 1 in a million type of person. Sticking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID. To think a little more about his raise this year. When did Edward get so much influence? Anyway, he threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. Sorry it had to turn out that way. Me knocking him out and everything. Oh wait, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? Don't know what to say. You're gonna get an infection like that. That has blood on it. So you knocked Officer Meekins out and... Those areas wouldn't be caught on camera. But the blood found in the scene certainly indicates a crime took place. What, are you blind? The victim shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. So you stole evidence from the locker. Actually, no, I didn't. Huh? Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. What? Mr. Edgeworth, where is that evidence? Still missing, Your Honor. The gunman's locker was already empty? Someone else stole the evidence. Feeling we'd wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. Let's take another look at the files. Why disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera. And the detective's ID card. I stole it that morning of the incident. So that really was the reason I couldn't start filing this lost item report. I returned his ID card, left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. ID card I found was left there by Marshall. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean the fingerprints. Activated the lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. You could have, because the rubber glove happened to get stuck on the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. You did your research beforehand. Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference, though. The security tape is erased every 6 hours. If all had gone to plan, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat in a struggle with Officer Meekins. Someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. Opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing at the time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So what you're saying is on that day... Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why'd you do this? So, like, what's your deal? Getting a detective's ID, entering a police officer? This is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. You'll have serious consequences. You can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. But that salary cuts are ever a valid solution. Like I said, this isn't your case. This one's mine. I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. Who's on whose side? I don't know. I don't know what's going on, man. I just point out contradictions. I'm just the guy who points out contradictions. That's all I do. That's my job. Witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more. I just can't forget the SL9 incident. You know why? That case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's so recent. The evidence was stored in the evidence room. Joe Dark was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is he deserved his sentence. I remember the Joe Dark case. It involved serial murders, didn't it? I don't intend to complain about how it turned out. There's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Why are you so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is. I know why. A relative? I'd like to go to the next page, please. Oh, no. Oh. Neil Marshall.
Objection!
Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. I have here the SL9 incident file. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. And a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man? Neil Marshall. Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago. I've had a vision. You received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. Could I see that picture one more time, please? It went by too fast. Must be talking about the King of Prosecutors Award. Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall handled the SL9 case before I did. That's right, he was killed. The case fell into your hands. But what's his relation to you? He was my brother. Why does he look so smug about it? Yeah, I died. What's it to you, pal? I guess that's more so. Yeah, I died. What's it to you, pal? He was investigating the murders with Damon Gant, Deputy Chief of Police. There he is in the bottom left. He has long hair. Yeah, I was trying to figure that out too. I'm like, is that like a scar? Like a head covering? Or is that his hair? It is his hair, okay. The group of detectives I was part of worked under him. They're desperate to prosecute the killer. There he is. Joe Dark. I mean, I guess if you have that name, that's really the only career choice you get is murdering people. So I guess I can't put it against him too much, but still, he killed my brother. John Evil. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. Final boss energy. That's the final boss of murders. He was arraigned and incarcerated. I don't know what these words mean. The case was finally closed, at least according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. So clearly, there is a second killer. Joe Darker. Joseph Darker. That's the real man who killed my brother, and I'll prove it. The secret boss of murder. Jill Dark. His wife. His wife killed him. I know it to be true. That's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? Yep. There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, can't fool me. Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime. That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. Oh wait, this doesn't help me at all. Welp. Things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. Anyway, by the way, Lana Skye did totally kill that man. At the exact same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, the fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance, it's gotta be more than just that. So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one. Glad we spent all this time to establish this. Which in turns mean that only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye. No! Wait, a verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial.
Objection!
This is why we examined the incident at the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There's yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. Seems to me, this boy's got the draw on you, partner. All the mysteries at the police department have been resolved. No doubt about it. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Skye. And the testimony of one Miss Angel Star is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. Ah! The one word, I'll take it. I rest my case. Well, I guess it's time to sentence a woman to death. Glad we got to solve this little mystery, though. Seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. Well, Mr. Wright, you proved a person innocent. Not your client, but some other guy who was going to be falsely accused of murder. So that's good. Good for you, I guess. Can't win them all, but, you know, 50-50. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time. But I certainly wasted yours, disproving the alleged murder at the police department. Oh my god, Emma's gonna kill me. Her murder on the security tape was really a fake, but Didn't realize I'd end up proving Lana guilty. Well, now then, the time is for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant. Oh, hello. Your Honor, wait. Emma! Hey, welcome back. Bad news. The defense has an objection. A scientific objection, right? I do? What do you mean, right? Mr. Wright, are you this girl's guardian? Your Honor? Oh, please, Your Honor. I mean, kind of. I mean, my client told me to take care of her while she was in jail, so I guess. Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Please, hear me out. Mr. Edward, please. Pretty please. Fine, I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute, I'll give you 3. I'm feeling generous. You did say pretty please. I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killings. Now that she mentions it, she did kind of freak out. The names of both Sky Sisters were in that file. But when I figured it out, I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprints had to do nothing with the crime. It only left one thing. The other handprint. I mean, the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker. But no fingerprints were found on it, right? No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd for sure to find a clue. So I ran over there and looked at it again. Did you find something? No. Cool. Huh? Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. So, like, is there anything else you have to say, or was that it? Is that all? Well, your sister's gonna die. If only you were into pseudoscience and spoke to spirits, Mama. Please don't be mad, I'm just a high school student. I don't know anything. I'm just an attorney. But, Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them, please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you. Me? Oh boy, well, I mean, yeah, she's a scientific investigator. She's obsessed with doing things scientifically. Scientifically, of course, is her catchphrase. She's like, scientifically speaking, I'm like, okay. She's a maya at science. Well, if Maya used spirit to channel her dead sister, you can use science to do that, I guess. After this case, I mean. Considering your sister's currently not dead, you're I usually summoned her dead sister to help me with trials, but your sister's alive, so that's gonna be a problem. Yeah, just a reverse death. Use your sign. Just like do some Frankenstein type situation to her. Just revive the dead with your sciences. It's easy. You're so dang smart. Anyway. With regards to the indictment at the police department, Has the last 2 hours been the same case? Yes. Not just the last 2 hours, but the past 4 streams of Ace Attorney have been, or 3 streams. This is part 4 of the exact same case. It's all the same. This is one really long case. And it shows sometimes. Does any reasonable doubt remain? Appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Yeah, there was 2. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use. But still, if we can't find anything wrong with the blood mark, Claude will be... Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day. Let me just... save. Yeah, this case is half of the game. And it wasn't even in the original game. Yes, Your Honor. Something I'm missing?
Objection!
And Britt left the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright. You've been staring pretty intensely at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them? This is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing. Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn here? Yes, something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of this blood mark. There is. Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. The second one. Yeah, the second one. Say in the West, even a blind man can hit it with a buckshot. That is, as long as he's facing the general direction. Damn it. Remember what the evidence room was like on the day of the crime. What? I just show the floor plans again? No. I don't get it. So... that wasn't in the room, that wasn't in the room, that wasn't in the room. That wasn't in the room. That's something we own, that's... wasn't in the room. The glove... that locker blocked by... was it? I don't remember. Can I check it? That does not help. Oh my god, you were right. Wait, was it? Hold on. Was it? I thought it... Was it really directly in front of it? Well, that's not helpful. Couldn't you have just, like, gone around it? Oh, he walks past it. I thought it was way closer to the camera. Oh, I see now. I didn't realize it was directly on top of it. The Blue Badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of proof. Smart. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the floor plans of the crimes. I thought the Badger was, you can't see my mouth, like, was just, like, closer to the camera, like, or somewhere in the middle of the room. Blue Badger is not here, so... What just happened when we put him in? This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Oh, he's huge, too. I didn't realize he was big, I just thought he was close to the camera. Well, what? Yes, that's right. So long as the Blue Badger is dancing here, it'd be impossible to place a handprint at the spot of the locker. What? So that means, just what does it mean exactly? It means it can't be done. What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found on that locker. Don't look at me. I didn't put it there. Mr. Wright, think through it scientifically. Emma! I crawled over the desk. On that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the Blue Badger into the evidence room, right? Oh! That means that someone already got freaking stabbed in there. He put it down. It would have been possible to leave a handprint on the locker. So that means the blood mark was left there before the Blue Badger was brought in. Just one moment. I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash into my courtroom. Balderdash is gonna be a new Pokemon. Is the Badger a jester? It's supposed to be a police badge. It's a badger. That's why it looks nothing like an actual badger. Because it's actually a police badge. It took me forever to figure out the joke. It's a pun. It does look like a jester, though. Sorry, my alarm going off. It's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice. But how? One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand, from which a trivial amount of blood fell. Problem is, the other time... How did Meekins or Marshall not see the blood all over the place? No, because it was cleaned up. Or right, it was just the luminol that we saw. Someone bled prior to the struggle, shown on this tape. It'd have to have been Detective Goodman, when he was really murdered. That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. The murder portrayed in the security tape has... Didn't... Hold on. Let me check the, No, Meekins went in there twice. Never mind. I thought it was misremembered. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker.
Objection!
So then, assuming this murder you report really happened, when did it take place? And managed to show evidence that proved it when it occurred. It would have to been at the very first, prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman. Another incident took place in that evidence room. That's right, the blood mark on the locker proves this. Very well, tell us. When did this first incident occur, as Mr. Edgeworth said? Proof must be established. Now then, will the defense please present the evidence? It would have to have been at 4:20. That's the first unknown number. Whoever that ID is has to be the murderer then. Murderer. The crime took place inside the evidence room, and the killer would have to enter it. In order to do so, an ID card would have been required. An ID card? Oh! The ID report card! ID card report! Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room. Let's see here. 4:50 p.m. The crime took place before that time. It would have been 4:40. Miles Edgeworth! What have you done? I never figured you'd have the nerve, boy. Drop the act, witness. Doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. No, I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either. Clearly from the luminol test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer. Would have been just 10 minutes. I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and then clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room. Let's take a look at the chart again. There is another secret person with the lucky sevens. Talk about a lucky number. Wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room? There's no record of his card being used beforehand. He must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only possible explanation. He went in with lucky sevens. Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number this 777777. That's 1 7 too many, Your Honor. Fortunately, I'm about to look up the owner of that ID card. At least that present. What? Explain yourself, son. ID number of the Lucky Sevens belongs to someone with a rank of captain or higher. Someone is so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire such a person's identity.
Objection!
What? Out is a load of... That's ridiculous, just out. I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There's one situation in which we can be granted such authority. An official charge filed against an executive is accepted. Official charge? You're all alike, aren't you? Your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. I mean, he's not wrong. That sounds like crime. We are using this solely to cover up people's crimes. Era, if I've ever heard it.
Objection!
I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate if you would keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask you a question. Yes? No, not you, to her. The defendant's sitting over there. Your own little executive. Anna,
Objection!
don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course we've looked her ID number. And it's not 7777777. Don't blame me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident. The SL9 incident. Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. That trial 2 years ago. Did you really only use legitimate evidence? Here I am. Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor? I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time, occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of law. At least, I did. But, Anna... I became prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. Or I realized it. You were the ones being suppressed by the law. Bendage, what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, you really present all the evidence in court? Anyone look me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say that you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't. I didn't have to, Officer Marshall. Why won't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserves. But, Lana, even if it involved forging evidence. Who are you looking at? Me? Edgeworth? The judge? Wait, how many stands are there? I thought there was only one. How did he get here? Where'd she go? See, that's what I'm talking about. No. No! Oh my god, that's a new sound effect. Order, order, order! Lana's remarks caused such a stir. Chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. Conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day. To be continued. Well, and with that, I think we'll call it a night. How long have I been streaming? My voice is getting tired. Let's see here. 2.5 hours, not too bad. But yeah, it looks like things are... I don't know what things are doing, actually. I'm still confused on what's going on. It feels like I am in the dark on most things. Bzzt. I just figure it how's it going. But yeah. What should we do next stream, I wonder? I do wonder. I'll figure it out. We made 0 progress with the actual murder. Good job, everyone. Anyway. Well, at least we were figuring something out. Hope you all enjoyed the stream. I will see you guys next time. And, have a good night, everybody. See you later.